Hey guys, Level Cap here, and I got to play some of Battlefield 6's Season 1 early, including 2 new maps that I gotta say are actually pretty good. I'd like to give EA a shout out for inviting me to this play session so I could record the gameplay and show you guys an early peek on what you can expect. Now, each season is going to be broken up into 3 phases, and the first phase of this we're getting on October 28th. And it's coming with the map Blackwell Fields, which is set in California. And this is a decent map. It's big, it's open, it's outdoors, it's got plenty of focus on vehicles, and it adds a bit more balance to the map lineup. If you enjoy playing Muroc Valley in Battlefield 6 but find it to be one of the few maps that really caters to more vehicle gameplay, this will be a second map that does so. It's not massive in size, it does still feel kind of medium-ish in scale, and that seems to be what Battlefield 6 is going for in general, but it is on the larger side and it plays a bit more like a larger map where you can get up on top of hills and snipe people at range. It's just that those ranges aren't quite as big as you might expect in some of the more massive maps that this franchise has seen. One of my favorite things about this map is that it's just open. There aren't a lot of predefined lanes. It's not like Liberation Peak where they're like, here's some vehicles, but you can only go down these few roads. In Blackwell Fields, you can drive over hills, you can go off-road, you can kind of go everywhere, and that's what makes it more fun as a vehicle map, where your vehicle can actually get you to places quicker by going off the beaten path, coming up with your own route to your destination. It evokes a lot of that classic Battlefield map design, and it makes it a welcome addition to the lineup. The visuals here are definitely on the more orangey side, with a very low set sun blasting you at one angle of the battlefield. I don't actually hate it though. It is a nice looking map. It's just very, very stylized to one color set. Visually, it's not the most interesting map ever made. I'll meet you by the oil derrick could mean just about anywhere on this map. It's just full of oil derricks. It does look cool, and I've been to places in California that look like this, and so it's neat to have them kind of showcase some of these areas of California that not a lot of people think about when they think about the lush, beautiful coastal state. The gimme points seem to revolve around some military bases. The areas look cool. There's nothing particularly awe-inspiring about the map or any landmarks that stand out in a big significant way. Like it really is just kind of a hilly, deserty map, and that's about it. But it plays well. I enjoyed playing it, and I think it brings a nice openness that many of the other maps haven't brought to the game yet. And so I think it's a very good map to complement the current lineup. There's also a full battery of vehicles to use on this map. Obviously, I like me some attack helicopter, and there didn't seem to be a lot of room for players to hide on this map. So if you got a good chopper team up, you might get quite a few kills, but in the same sense, you also don't have a lot of cover as a chopper pilot. So you really got to fly low, sort of weave between some of these really low hills to dodge some of those lock-ons, but it also makes you an easy target for somebody with an RPG, which is what I ended up getting shot down by the most. Now, Phase 2 of Season 1, which is going to kick off on November 18th, will bring you the Eastwood map, which I also got to play. This map definitely evokes a bit more of that cliche California vibe. Palm trees, bougie houses, a golf resort. It's actually quite a beautiful map. I really like the look of this one. And again, having grown up in California and spent most of my life there, all these scenes and images very much ring true to the vibe, at least in certain parts of the state. And it's cool to fight there. It's even got this big, wide open golf course. I sort of wish that they had made the golf course central to the map, and then you could have had a literal field in the middle of the map to fight over, but it's kind of on the outskirts, and so it's neat to fly a helicopter over it real low or drive the golf cart through it, but other than that, it's not really going to be used much in the combat. Perhaps a bit more in their Battle Royale mode that they're working on. The golf courses will come more into play. Now, I like this map. It's a suburban firefight. It plays well. It's got a decent amount of roads and areas to drive your vehicle. It's got helicopters in it, so you can strafe houses and blow them up and do all kinds of fun stuff with choppers. It's definitely a bit more tight-knit. I felt myself getting locked onto or almost pre-engaged the second I flew my helicopter out of deployment, but I think it plays well. The interiors of some of the buildings are really cool too. It's nicely lit. I found the visibility on the map to be much better than most other maps. There's also a massive golf resort building that is sort of central to a bunch of points on the map, where there's a lot more infantry fighting around the 3 central points and then a little bit more vehicle fighting around the exterior points in the map. Now, I didn't get to preview the snowy New York maps yet. Perhaps they're not quite done, but these 2 maps, I gotta say, I'm quite impressed with. I think they're some of the better maps that are in the game right now, or will be in the game rather. They would have done really well as launch maps, and I think serve to balance out some of the tight-knit, more claustrophobic offerings that kind of dominated some of the early selections there. These maps, even though they're not huge in scale, they offer a bit more breathing room than the current maps in the game, and I think they're just going to do a really good job of balancing out the mixture. Now, in terms of other details with Season 1, there's going to be a Season Pass, of course. There's going to be 4 paths that you can take in that Season Pass, and if you complete all 4, then a 5th will unlock for you, and of course these paths will have all kinds of cosmetic unlocks and other stuff like that. The first phase, Rogue Ops, the one that comes with Blackwell Fields, is also coming with a game mode called Strike Point, which is a 4v4 with no respawns, where teams have to fight over a single objective or fight to the death. So a little bit more of a competitive esporty style mode. I can't say I'm overly excited for it. It's not really what I come to Battlefield for, but it seems like they're kind of catering some of these game modes to these smaller form factors. They're also adding the SCAR SC300 to the game, a Glock 22 sidearm, and a Minifix bolt action rifle. There's also this new APC in the game called the Traverser Mark II, which can also resupply vehicles in the field. Phase 2 of Season 1, which is coming on October 28th, will bring the DP-12 shotgun and the Smith & Wesson M327 revolver, which is an 8-shot revolver. And then Phase 3, which will be the Winter Offensive and bring the New York maps. They did not announce what modes or weapons would be coming with that, but I think we're going to be getting some. Now, ultimately, it's hard to judge the whole season against maybe what we've gotten in the past from other Battlefield games, especially with the Phase 3 not being fully detailed yet. And I'm sure some people out there are going to argue like, oh, BF4, we got 4 maps and a whole bunch of guns for different DLC. Yeah, BF4 definitely spoiled the franchise, and I don't think we've ever quite seen that amount of content for seasons or DLC packs since. But I will say that the quality of these first 2 maps is pretty top tier. I'm happy with them. I think it complements the games really well. New weapons are always fun, but I think the maps are significantly more important when it comes to content. So 2 new maps, and then I guess 1 or 2 winterized maps. I'm not totally sure on all the details for the final phase, but I think it's a pretty decent offering, and the fact that this is coming so soon is also quite exciting, and I hope that DICE can keep up the pacing here. If they can keep up this current quality level of content and keep it coming out on a month-to-month basis, I mean, Battlefield fans are going to be eating well for a while. I hope you guys enjoyed my coverage of this content. Not long to wait until we get it now. We get the first map next week, so it's pretty solid to me, and it's a good map to complement the current lineup. So vehicle fans out there, we're going to have some more vehicle maps. And if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop it a like, subscribe for more Battlefield content, and if you want to see some behind the scenes on what it's like to make your own video game, well, I've been working on my own video game since the start of last year, learning everything from the ground up pretty much. It's been an absolute blast, and I am so proud of how much progress we've been making in our little spaceship action RPG called Seabeams. Check out the devlogs here. You can also wishlist it on Steam. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap signing off.